thinking, you're just standing there watching. It's like consistency is out the window there, and although I was like, I kind of didn't mind this a bit too much, Shane facing these guys, because I was like, well, I'm getting kind of bored seeing Shane in so many matches. Maybe he'll get beaten up a bit, and then that'll make me feel a bit better about it. I just felt like, what we're gaining out of this, we know Shane has absolutely zero chance at this point. It's almost like you might as well just stop watching now, because the match is over.
Yeah, again, I don't know what the hell the fascination is with Shane McMahon, but my God, I'm fed up with it. And when he got to this point, and he wasn't tapping all this stuff, I was like, oh, come on, like Kurt Angle, like it just was ridiculous. I was so out of what was happening. I thought, well, okay, there's one thing I'm hanging on here for. It might be that Triple H and Shane, that story, but my God, even do I really care about that enough for it to have, stole the show to get to this point? Not really, because it shouldn't be done bell to bell. It should be something that's done, in a mic type situation, and then get to the match, but not happen in a match. It's really unheard of here. But you think about it as well, mate. You've got Kurt Angle, just come back, not a full-time guy. You got Triple H, exactly the same boat, and Shane. You're like, where are the damn wrestlers? This is ridiculous. But that's what we're getting left with. What did you make, Matt, after first of all, Angle going out here? I mean, what did you make of that, Matt? Being eliminated. And do you see much positive for him going forward after that?
No, I mean, Angle's character is just coming off like a bit of a buffoon.
Yeah.
First of all, he's in there with his boss essentially, who just flattens his son in front of him, and he just literally just stares at him and does nothing, and and then he just gets beaten up by him on the main event, flattened and then eliminated. You're kind of thinking, like, what happened to the old Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
I mean, now he really is old, but what happened to the young Kurt Angle with the fire in him? It's just, I'm not even sure what the point in bringing him back is, if this is the version of him that we're getting, because it's just not even entertaining.
So let's get into what happens here. So Triple H, he's watching Shane. Now, this is the other thing as well. This got on my nerves. That damn ankle lock, Matt. I mean, this is Kurt freaking Angle. How the hell did he survive that long without tapping? I don't know. In the first place, I mean, that was just awful. I mean, you got full-time wrestlers that should not be anywhere close to hanging on for that long, let alone Shane McMahon, a non-wrestler, okay? But he's there, he holds it for so long, and then Triple H comes in, pedigrees Angle, and, then he's helping Shane. But, Matt, I mean, I don't know if it's that the air just got sucked from the audience. I don't know if you noticed that when you was watching it, but when that moment happened and Triple H come in and save Shane for a second, and Angle gets eliminated, and they cut to a clip of Braun Strowman, who looks like me at this point. That expression on Braun Strowman was like me. It was like, what the hell's going on? Do I really give it that? I've got to be honest, Matt. I thought I was really going to care about this. This is something I should care about, but I really didn't. I was like, oh, not this again. I really don't care from Triple H at the moment, because he's all over the place. He's a babyface, he's not. He's come back, he's opened the Shield. It's so confusing, and I'm like, right. So now he's helped Shane. This isn't where I want it to go at all, but he's helped Shane. And all because he wants to, beat him himself by the looks of it. He's going to pedigree him. But, that moment there, Matt, was you feeling like I was there, Matt? Like, I felt like it should have been such a big deal than it was. And I really didn't get caught up in it. And I felt like the fans were zoned out at this point. Like, there seemed to be no care at this point from the live audience.
Yeah, and it's just, Yeah, I felt almost like when Triple H was setting this thing up, you know, the way that he did it was like Shane was a threat. Like he had to come up with a plan to eliminating it. But there was no threat. Any one of them three guys, you had Angle, you had Triple H, and you had Braun, to eliminate Shane, any one of them could have done it in a one-on-one situation at that point.
Yeah, especially Braun.
I almost felt like, you know, I would have cared about that angle. I would have felt like something big is happening had it been anyone in that ring other than Shane McMahon. You know, if Randy Orton was in there, I'd think, oh, he's realigning himself with Evolution. Had Bobby Roode been in there, I'd think, oh, he's chosen a new protege. You know, this is his new guy.
Yeah.
Or had Nakamura been in there, I'd be like, oh, the guy he brought in.
Man, even John Cena would have been fascinating.
Yeah, any of them apart from Shane McMahon. That was the one person that Angle did not work with.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was awful. And man, they took so long. I was like, get on with it already, because it was like they were drawing it out, and I think they were expecting a crazy ass reaction when they really weren't getting it, and I was like, just move on quick. I'm fed up with the cutting to the shots of Braun. You know, why would have just stood there on the apron for that long really didn't suit his character anyway. Like, the real Braun would have just got in there and decked him. He wouldn't have been mucking about like that, like, oh no, how could that happen? Yeah, so he pedigrees Shane and does the business, and of course Raw end up victorious, which I guess is a little bit off script, because most times at Survivor Series when they do these, you know, bragging rights pay-per-views, it's always SmackDown that wins. But funny enough, we get a Raw win. Okay, fair enough. And then after the match, it's Braun Strowman literally beating the boss up, and he's getting huge pops for it by the audience. And I feel like they're trying to make him a bit of a rebel, which is good. You know, you want him to play both areas, because I think he can. For Braun, but you know, again, I really wish it would have been Braun was the last guy in there that had got, you know, would have just completely obliterated somebody. Even if it was John Cena at the end, that would have been so much more for Braun. I know he got the 3 victories, but the last thing everybody remembers about this now is Triple H and Shane, and Braun's a bit of an after thing, because it's only what happened after the match that is why we're going to be talking about Braun. But for me, I've got to say this was a massive disappointment. I did not enjoy at all where it went, and I've got to say this is a nay, and I didn't think I'd be saying that. The fact I'm saying it really is where I'm at with it. You know, I'm not angry about it. I just feel like it's a bit of a joke, if anything, because I'm thinking, how on earth is Shane McMahon the last guy? This is Fantasyland stuff. And, you know, it really makes a mockery of everything. I can't believe Shinsuke Nakamura, you know, strong style and all the rest of it. I thought, like, man, they're going to really push that with Braun. They'll have him and Nakamura, like, banging the hell out of each other, like, smash each other in the corner or whatnot. Like, you're thinking, Christ, how will this stop? But they didn't enter anything of any real quality that fans might have wanted to see, or something that would have been really interesting. They just took over with Triple H and Shane kind of hogging the spotlight, and I felt like those two were not the guys to put the spotlight on towards the end of it. For me, Matt, sum up your what you were thinking towards the end of the match and how it all played out for you.
You know, I gotta say, it was a bit underwhelming. I mean, when you think about the possibilities of combinations of people that can fight each other within the Survivor Series kind of match stipulation, there's so many possibilities. Except I only saw 2 that I wanted to see. And I mean, admittedly, I'm a bit of a Triple H fan, so you know, I wanted to see Triple H versus Bobby Roode, and I wanted to see Triple H versus Nakamura. But it's only like a teaser, like a taster. Like, it's still not a proper one-on-one match. I still want those one-on-one matches like further down the line.
Yeah.
So you don't even get full satisfaction from them. I wanted to see other things like Braun versus like Randy and that, but you don't get that. You still got to wait for these kind of things. So in that sense, it's even a bit frustrating because of that you don't even get what you're hoping for, and then what you do get is what you hoped wouldn't happen. You know, I I'm so done with Shane McMahon. I mean, yeah, I respect the guy, and yeah, he can jump off some really high things, and that's good. He can survive. He can live after that. I definitely would not be jumping off those things personally, but
yeah, come
if he
on.
wants to do that, then fine.
How many matches has he had this year?
Now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, go on.
It's a thumbs down for me for sure. It is, but I really wish that it wasn't. I mean, I like the Survivor Series in general. I like the stipulation. I like the excitement, but it was all formulated and it was all like so scripted. It was beyond belief. I mean, to the point where people who have excellent and genius levels of creativity in their ring were limited to the fact of just being supporting cast.
Yeah, I'm totally. I was so underwhelmed by the whole thing. It was awful by the end of it. And yeah, all right, you get Braun. It's all about here, and thank the stars there was something positive coming out of it. Totally agree. They should be making him stand out. But again, do I is he any more ahead than he was before he went in this? I don't really think that's made a massive difference. It would have made a massive difference if he'd have, the last person he beat was like a John Cena or a Randy Orton, just the way he was obliterating people. But it would have been good if Raw had have heavily relied on him more towards the end, and maybe Triple H wasn't there towards the end, so to speak, or maybe Triple H just come back out and try to get involved with something that might have worked a bit better. But Matt, coming out of this, a lot of speculation that they're going to go with Triple H and Braun in the future, Royal Rumble, we're hearing. What do you make of that? Me personally, I'm like, I don't really know if Braun needs that match at the moment, because I'm a massive Triple H fan, by the way, but I'm thinking back to what happened with Seth Rollins, and I'm thinking he's gone backwards, not forwards. I'm thinking, does Braun need a Triple H match? I'm not so sure. I would keep him going the way he's going. I don't really think he needs to be involved just yet with that kind of match, but that could be one of the ways they go. But for you, Matt, does that set you on fire? Do you see the logic in that if they go with a Triple H Braun program here?
No, it really does not excite me at all, because I'm a Triple H fan, and I want to see matches with him in it, but I want to see matches with him in it that make sense. He's supposed to be, Team Raw. Don't go fighting other Team Raw guys, especially ones that that are making that brand quite dominant for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to contradict myself a bit here now, but if Triple H is going to have a match, the only one right now that makes sense is Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm fed up of seeing Shane McMahon, but let's just get this match over and done with. Maybe they'll bring out the sledgehammer, and it'll be the last we see of Shane McMahon for a while.
Yeah, it's incredible how many matches Shane's had. He's had AJ Styles, probably the best performer in the entire world of wrestling. He got that match. I feel like that was a match we got taken away from us at WrestleMania, because we lost out on having an incredible WrestleMania match featuring AJ Styles, because he had to go up against Shane. And, to his credit, he made that match great, because AJ is just he's like Shawn Michaels. He'll make things look good that shouldn't be, but he's that good of a performer. He then gets a Hell in a Cell match, Matt, and he's jumping off the damn top of that, and then he's the last remaining survivor of the entire SmackDown. I mean, why don't you just have Shane on the damn show and have him as your champion? I mean, the way he's booked, he should probably be the champion right now. He's so close. He's probably like the third in line. He's probably got more protection than Jinder Mahal. It's ridiculous, in my views. He hung on for so long on the ankle lock. He's gone toe-to-toe with The Undertaker. A lot of guys, even Bray Wyatt, didn't have enough offense against The Undertaker than Shane did. It is incredible how much they are doing for this guy. And it's beggars belief, because I'll always remember Vince McMahon. The one thing he said about his matches, he said, the one thing he never ever wanted to do was ever make the full-time wrestler look bad. So he would always sell his arse off. And here we got a guy who, he's not